Hi again. So, the last few talks I've been speaking about the four reminders or the four mind turning reflections. And you might remember that those are the preciousness of human life, impermanence, the law of karma, and the defects of samsara. So, yeah, I thought I'd say a little bit today about why we would reflect on those things. And perhaps for you they sound rather a gloomy a gloomy list. Which of course in some ways they are. It's not easy to face the facts of life. It's not easy to face the fact of our impermanence and so on, or the defects of samsara, etc. So yeah, I thought I'd say something about that because, well, if we consider, for example, the Four Noble Truths, suffering, the cause of suffering, the ceasing of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to the ceasing of suffering, if the Buddha had just taught suffering and its causes, it would be a pretty gloomy outlook, wouldn't it? But actually, um, there is an end to suffering according to Buddhism, according to the Buddha. And well, we don't just have to take that on trust. We can find that out for ourselves, especially through meditation and our practice of the precepts and so on. We find that over time, actually, it has an effect. Being part of a sangha, a part of a spiritual community, the Sangha is a place where we can have meaningful conversations, meaningful communication. It's one of the things actually that newer people pick up straight away. Some of them say, I've never been able to have these conversations before. It's new to them. So they recognize that there is something very profound here, and that, Buddhism allows us to have very deep and meaningful conversations about the meaning of life, and how to create happy states of mind or happy situations for ourselves, rather than just thinking that the mundane world is all there is. Anyway, one of those verses that I keep referring to at the end says, only the Dharma can free me and others from suffering forever. Therefore I recall my heart's longing for freedom and resolve to practice day and night to realize it. My heart's longing for freedom. And I think all our hearts long for freedom. We want to be free of suffering. And as I've said before, you can't be free of suffering unless you acknowledge that all the different ways that we do create suffering for ourselves and for other people. And we do it through a sort of selfishness. And when we give up that kind of self-absorbed, egotistical way of being, when we start moving away from it, it is immensely liberating. So the word Dharma, well, one of the explanations, one of the translations of Dharma, is simply the truth, the law, the truth. And as I've said before, I don't think that Buddhism necessarily is the only religion to have the truth. It's just that we express it in different ways. We have different ways of living that out. And Buddhism is a very particular way, one particular way. And as I've said before, what doesn't seem to work is if we switch from one to the other. I mean, obviously, if we're looking for a spiritual answer to life, if we're looking for a spiritual life, then naturally we are going to look around, and it's good that we do, because we want to be sure that we are looking, that we are following a path that really suits us. So, we don't have blind faith in Buddhism. We have faith that is based on knowledge, investigation, intuition, and experience. And all that combines together to give us faith. So that's a very important difference between Buddhist faith and Christian faith. So in Christian faith, you know, in a way you put your faith in God and at his mercy. You are at his mercy, and you know, if you have followed the commandments, you'll get a good place in heaven and so on. But in Buddhism, you know, because the onus is on ourselves, the responsibility is on ourselves. It means that Buddhism is a practice where we explore for ourselves. Does this work? Does what the Buddha says play out in my life? Do I see that? So it takes an exploration, but once we've explored, we do need to settle down into one spiritual path if we really want to get somewhere, you know. If we really want to understand it deeply, and if we really want to change our life. And well, I think what we offer at the Buddhist Centre is a way to change your life, but that includes the rest of your life. You know, we're not nuns and monks. We don't shave our head. We live all sorts of life, married, family, jobs, and yet we still go for refuge. And what does that mean, going for refuge? Refuge is a funny word, isn't it? Because it kind of suggests running away from something. But, you know, in a way, well, we are wanting to escape from samsara. We are wanting to find a safe place to be, and that's what a refuge is, a safe place. And the Buddha offered us that, a safe place to be, which is no place at all. It's actually in our own practice. So yes, if we are willing to contemplate those 4 mind-turning reflections, if we can bear to do that, if we have the courage to do that, then actually we will automatically be drawn then to its opposite, you know, to what the Buddha actually is offering. In a way, it's like a prompt to investigate more deeply. You know, if we don't really reflect on impermanence or the defects of samsara, well, we just keep trying to make them work for ourselves. And, you know, in a way, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, we all want to be a bit happier, but for some people, and people that turn to Buddhism, they want to take it deeper. They want to do something more than just scratch the surface. And that's what Buddhism offers. So reflecting on those 4 things turns our mind then to the Dharma, turns our mind to look for something deeper, something more meaningful, something beyond just this mundane world, just this material world. Because I think we all suspect there is more, even if we haven't found it yet. So, yeah, I'd just say keep looking. And why not give Buddhism a try? Okay, that's all I'll talk about today. Bye.